Announced in July 2023, Sony FE 70-200mm f4 Macro G OSS Mark II is a fast telephoto zoom lens with full-frame sensor coverage for the E-mount. It's a significant update to the Mark I version of this lens that was released back in October 2013. I have rented this lens with my own money to review for a week, and I have tested it with the full-frame Sony a7R5 and the APS-C a6700 cameras, and the Sony 1.4x teleconverter. The Sony 70-200 f4 Mark II is selling for $1,699, which is $500 more than what the Mark I currently sells for. First, let's briefly itemize the main improvements over the Mark I to see if it's worth the $500 price premium. Shorter minimum focusing distance and higher max magnification, compatibility with 1.4x and 2x teleconverters, smaller and lighter body, sharper, faster autofocus and better image stabilization, full-time DMS switch, compatibility with Sony A1's 30 FPS blackout-free shooting. The 70-200 f4 Mark II has an all-metal body, mount and tripod color. Only major plastic part is the lens hood. The petal-shaped lens hood can be reversed for storage, but blocks the focus ring in this position. Interestingly, I couldn't find any retailers selling this hood as a spare part yet. It may be a temporary situation, but you have to be extra careful not to lose it. The tripod collar is removable, which is helpful to keep the weight and size even smaller when needed. And it's okay to attach your kit to the tripod from the camera mount instead of the tripod collar, since this is not a very big and heavy lens. Unfortunately, the tripod foot is not Arca Swiss compatible, and there are no hard stops or clicks at vertical and horizontal alignment positions. The lens has an external zoom design. It's at its shortest at 70mm and extends approximately 5.5 cm at 200mm. There is a zoom lock switch to prevent zoom creeping. It locks the lens at 70mm. In regards to weather sealing, there is a visible gasket on the lens mount, and this illustration shows the placement of all the seals throughout the lens body. There are 5 switches aligned on the side of the lens. First one is the AF/MF switch. Second one is the full-time DMS switch. When turned on, you can manually adjust the focus via the focus ring at any time. The third switch is the focus range selection. Ranges are full range, 3 meters to infinity, and macro. The fourth switch is the optical stabilization on and off button. Sony recommends turning the stabilization off when the camera is fixed on a tripod. And finally, the fifth switch selects the OS modes from 1 to 3. Mode 1 is a standard mode and it's the default one to use for general shooting. Mode 2 is a panning optimized mode, avoiding correcting of panning or side-to-side motion. Mode 3 emphasizes framing stability when shooting erratically moving subjects, such as small birds or players in a soccer game. There are 3 programmable buttons on the lens which have the default function of focus hold. This can be customized from the camera menu, but only the same function can be set to all 3 buttons. The focus ring is slightly narrower than the zoom ring, and it's also much easier to rotate. The zoom ring is a bit too heavy for my liking. When zooming in and out during video, the heavy zoom ring introduces some movement or vibration unless the camera is attached to a sturdy tripod. The reduced size and weight of the Mark II made it easier to carry it around and fit into smaller bags. The lens has a weight of 794 grams and a total length of 149 millimeters. Compared to the Mark I, it's 46 grams lighter and 26 millimeters shorter. However, it's not the smallest in its class. Here you can see how it compares with the Canon RF 70-200mm f4, another external zoom full-frame lens that is impressively compact compared to the Sony. But still, compared to the Sony 70-200mm f2.8 GM2 lens, the f4 Mark II is significantly smaller and easier to carry with you for sure. Ergonomically, I don't see any major problems using this lens with the larger a7R5 or the smaller a6700. It's well balanced and leaves enough room for the fingers between the lens and the grip. The button placements are okay, but the switches are a bit on the smaller side, hard to use with gloves. Some switches on the Mark I are slightly larger in comparison. I also find the lens easier to hold and operate with the collar removed. This is a focus-by-wire lens. The focus ring turns very smoothly. Focusing motion is linear and is very responsive. Sony used XT linear focusing motors on this lens. And as with almost all recent Sony lenses, autofocusing is very fast and accurate. Focus locking is almost instant. Focus breathing is well controlled in this lens. Besides, it supports the focus breathing feature when used with compatible cameras such as the a7R5 and a6700, which eliminates the breathing totally at the expense of some image cropping. This lens's optical structure consists of 19 elements in 13 groups with 9 diaphragm blades. The out-of-focus area rendition, or bokeh, is generally smooth and not distracting. This lens uses various types of spherical elements to reduce the chromatic and spherical aberrations. During my testing, I haven't had any serious issues with chromatic aberrations. Sony obviously did a good job reducing both lateral and longitudinal aberrations. The nano AR coating on the lens controls flare and ghosting well. Flare and ghosting shows up only in extreme conditions. Distortions and vignetting are effectively fixed by the lens profiles. Here's an example of how it looks when the lens corrections are turned off in RAW files. I can say that the lens is very sharp starting from f4 corner to corner. I'm really impressed. At 200mm, it's tack sharp starting from f4 and doesn't improve much at f5.6 or f8. At 70mm, f5.6 is slightly sharper than f4 and stays this way until f13. Overall, this lens is very sharp at all focal lengths, even wide open. Close-up performance of this lens is nothing less than spectacular. It gives 0.5x max magnification at all focal lengths. Definitely something worth writing home about. In fact, this is the biggest selling point of this lens in my opinion. This lens makes you want to shoot close-up of anything you see around, and that's what I have done. Even more, when paired with the 1.4x and 2x teleconverters, the max magnification goes up to 0.7x and 1x respectively, officially turning this into a true macro lens. Here is how much a 5 cents coin covered the frame with full frame, then full frame plus 1.4x teleconverter, and finally APS-C plus 1.4x teleconverter combinations. A big advantage this lens has over its predecessor is the teleconverter compatibility. On full frame, Sony 1.4x and 2x teleconverters turns this into a 98 to 280mm and 140 to 400mm respectively. I have tested the 70 to 200mm with the 1.4x teleconverter and I can say that they pair very well. Focus speed and image quality don't get a noticeable hit. I used this combo with the A6700 at 420mm max reach for light, birding, wildlife and close-up photography, and the results were satisfying. Lens has a built-in optical stabilization and it seems very effective combined with the built-in sensor-based stabilization on the A7R5 and A6700. Here is a handheld image stabilization comparison of IS turned off, IS on with standard, and IS on with active stabilization. I really enjoyed shooting with this lens. It's so versatile and the results are impressive overall. I think this lens is suitable for portraits, landscapes, street photography, product photography, outdoor sports and even wildlife with the teleconverters. However, if I need to shoot indoors regularly, I would pick a f2.8 lens with a similar focal range. A higher cost alternative in E-mount is the Sony 70 to 200mm f2.8 GM2 lens. Another lens that I would also consider is the Tamron 35 to 150mm f2 to 2.8 lens. A lower cost alternative is the Tamron 70 to 180mm f2.8 G2 that sells for $1,299. Alright, let's list out all the pros and cons of this lens. Pros are 0.5x max magnification at all focal lengths, compatibility with teleconverters, compact and lightweight compared to its predecessor, excellent image quality starting from f4 corner to corner, minimal chromatic aberrations, fast and accurate focusing with minimal focus breath-in, fully removable tripod color, good build quality and extensive weather sealings. And the cons are, the tripod foot is not standard type, and the lens is not very affordable at $1,699. Thank you for watching this review all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this review and found it helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of exciting content coming your way.